Hi, thank you for joining me. Today, I want to talk to you about communication cards or communication sheets for your pendulum or your pending. Now, the size of the card or the sheet, I'll tell you what I use. I generally use a sheet of blank, unlined, white paper. And the reason why it's unlined and white is because you don't want anything interfering with the information that you're trying to obtain. So then this is a way to help you communicate with the energies to receive the answers that you need. The size of the sheet can be a large sheet or it can be the size of a business card. Now, the reason why I use a card that's the size of a business card, use card stock. You can just purchase regular card stock from the store. It's stiff and it's sturdy. I generally run something through my computer and make them up like that. But you can carry it with you. It slides right into your pocket or your handbag or whatever carrier you have, and it travels really easily. The cardstock, because it's stiff and sturdy, it doesn't bend. Sometimes it may bend and be a little distracting to you. So use cardstock. Use a heavy enough cardstock. All you need is one sheet. Just cut it up and make several different ones for that. Use a large sheet, a large enough sheet to give all your answers room so that they're not so jammed up together that they're confusing you. That's why you want to use a larger sheet. So I'm going to use this little sheet of paper for demonstration purposes. I'm going to use this smaller sheet of paper. Now, the information that you put on one of these sheets can be anything. That's whatever it is that you're trying to obtain an answer for. You can actually put it on here, and you put it in different ways. You can put numbers on here, you can put names on here, colors on here. The sky's the limit, as they say. So I'm going to turn my camera and let you see what I normally do. All right, here we go. Let's see. When I'm making something that I want to use for color therapy or chakra work, I just do a circle. But we do a larger circle. I use a circle. Can't find my small marker, so we're going to use this. And then I'm going to use something to put markings on here. Just going to go divide it in half. Hopefully this is in half. In half again. It's not in half. So if I was using this for practical work, I would make sure it's all the same size. And that way it doesn't throw me off. So that will work just like that. Now, if I'm working for numbers, I would then number these. Or whatever numbers you need in here. And that's an information card for numbers. You can put other numbers in here. See, maybe I need an 81, 73, 16, 50, 52, 41, 23. And even though I put the 2 in front of the 3, it doesn't matter. 32, 11, or 10. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever the series of numbers you're working with, you place them in here. And then you use this for your pendulum work. Of course, you're going to hold the pendulum on here, over it. Hover over the middle. Always over the middle. That's your starting point. Hold the pendulum over the middle and ask it the question, and then allow it to show you the answer. So that's if you're working with numbers. Now, let me show you one if you were working with colors. I just want you to be able to see what I do. I could have pre-made these, but that won't help you. Or should I say this will help you a little bit more. So I'm going to do this. We're going to divide it. If you only needed 4 different answers, then that would work. But we're going to go a little bit further. Now it looks like I get worse and worse with that, huh? So that would be there. And then I would come in here. When I'm working with color, if it's chakra work, then make sure it's just the chakra colors. And you may need to add something extra, but when I work, what I do, I use my primary colors. Whenever I'm doing color, any type of color work, excuse me, my primary colors, break these, is red, yellow, and blue. And then of course, I will put my secondary colors, which is orange, purple, and green. That's what I'm going to put in here. That's 6 colors. Now I'll have 2 extra spaces with this. And with the 2 extra spaces, you can put a black and you can leave a white, or with chakras, you'll need 2 blues. And some people use the pink for the heart chakra instead of the green. In that case, put a pink in here and a light blue in here if you're going to use it for chakra work. So you would just come in here and color. Nothing special. And just make sure I put my colors in here. And I try not to put my primary colors opposite their complementary color. Takes a little doing sometimes, but it's quite all right. Put these next to each other instead. That's just my preference. Now, how you choose to do it is up to you. I don't want that one there. I'll put this here. And this is not great, but however, if I was using it, I would take a little bit more care in doing this. So you could put an extra blue. So if it was for chakra work, you put a light blue in here and a pink in here. And that way it would give you the chakras, the major chakras plus the other one. So for this, I'm going to put that there. And I'm also going to give it a black. You can leave this for white, but there's very few things I'm thinking with food. The only other food color is maybe cauliflower may give you a white. And I'm thinking about the food groups and the food colors because I generally do a black and a white. And sometimes I will do a brown in there. And when you say what food colors are brown, you have chocolate and you also have coffee or cocoa, something along that line. I've had a holistic doctor say black coffee, which is really, it's not black, but it was brown. So I will tend to do that. Now there's your color wheel. And if you just need to have a white, you can come over to the side and make a space there, and that will be your white. Or if you had some other color that you needed to add, you can use these 4 corners here for something, for a different color if you need to. Then of course you would do it like I was saying, do the number one, come and hold your pendulum here at the center, and then ask it which color is needed, whether it's for you or for a client. You would hold the pendulum, put your tip here, then hold it upward, pull it upward so that it's not touching, and then ask it your question and let it swing to show you the answer. That works really, really well. I have a lot of success with that. The other thing that you can do is if you need to ask questions. Of course, I should have had a ruler in here and I don't, so I'm just going to continue to use this. And place this down here. Depends on how many questions you need to ask it. If you need to ask other questions, you can still slide this in here like this. Now, you can place answers that would suit the question you're asking. You can place it on these lines. Or say you need names, you need to pick out a particular person, you could place their names out here on those edges. Say you're trying to plant a garden and you're not sure which flowers or which vegetables to plant. You can put it on here, put the choices that you have on here, and then allow the pendulum to help you make that decision. And also you can say which ones you want to group together. You may have a large enough garden where you could have several different flowers or several different varieties of vegetables. Put those on there and ask which ones to group together and allow the pendulum to help you make that decision. Okay, so remember, communication cards vary in size, whichever one is convenient for you. And then, of course, the information that you place on them. Just keep the background white so it doesn't interfere with the decisions that you are trying to get, or should I say the answers that you're trying to get. Also, the size, this is small to accommodate the camera. This is, I think, an 11 by 14 book here. So I could have something this large. And that way your answers are spread out and it would be less confusing. So if you're new to pendulum work, use a large sheet and that way you can space your answers out and make your reading the answers much easier. Okay. Thanks for joining me. I hope that helped. Until next time.